I was one of those parents that did not get my first choice on both occasions for my firstborn child. And my first primary school choice, I did not get the option that I wanted. I got my second choice. Because it was my second choice, it wasn't the end of the world. And it actually turned out better than I expected. And I was actually pleased and wondering, why wasn't this my first choice in the first place? I think you have to be very strategic and intentional when you're picking schools, because at the end of the day, catchment areas is a big thing. But then I had the same occurring incident when my son was offered a secondary school. Not only did I not get my first choice, I did not get my second choice, my third choice, or my fourth choice. I got my least expected choice. So I put him on the waiting list for another school, and I told myself that if by year 9, being that your child is like 13 or 14, that's before they choose their options for GCSE. If by year 9 he is not offered a place in the school that we want him to go to, then he will stay in that school. Fortunately for us, he was eventually offered a place at the school that we wanted him to go to, but it was a long waiting process. And I think if you're selecting a state school and it is not necessarily a grammar school, which is like you have to do the 11 plus to get in, and that is a whole process in itself, you have to be strategic with the schools that you put down. If money wasn't an option, I'd probably be sending all of my kids to private school, but that's not the situation. So it is what it is. I think from my experience, I would say you have to ask yourself, if you choose to stay on the waiting list for your said first choice until September and nobody moves, nobody leaves the country, there is no extra place for your child, so they do not offer your child the school of your dreams, what is your next plan of action? If it is your second or third choice and you're actually fine, then that's cool. But then maybe you need to look at the schools around you again and maybe be a bit more strategic in your choices and think to yourself, okay, if I didn't get the school of my dreams and I'm still on the waiting list, how long am I happy to be on the waiting list for said school, especially if it is a school that is high in demand because it's a very popular school? What are some of the plans that you wish to put in place? What are some of the things that you will be happy with or unhappy with, and then work from there?